CM Punk's AEW return has been confirmed by Tony Khan, June 17th, live Saturday night on TNT from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. We will witness the second coming of the Second City Savior, CM Punk. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. I'm Omer. Let's get right into it. CM Punk has not been seen on AEW TV since All Out 2022. His name has almost never been mentioned on AEW TV. Just I think a few weeks ago, MJF in a backstage promo sparingly mentioned him once. Outside of that, there's been no mention of him. The Elite, ever since then, have come back. We have not seen Ace Steel. However, there have been reports that Ace Steel and CM Punk had both been in conversations with Tony Khan and AEW in the recent times. There had also been a little bit of speculation about whether or not CM Punk wanted to come back in general. And, maybe some things that got messed up there that included Ace Steel. For the moment, it looks like none of that matters. For the moment, it looks like it is confirmed. CM Punk will be in Chicago, United Center, June 17th. The debut episode of Collision is going to be must-see television. And I know that's going to seem it seems like a very, loaded or hyperbolic thing to say, but it is true. For everything that the Gripe Bomb was, as bad as it was for the PR of the company, as bad as it was for the fans, and as toxic as it made the atmosphere around the company and the discourse about the company, I stood by this. If they were able, and they being AEW, the Elite, and CM Punk, if they were able to somehow, some way come back from this, if they were able to, in a way, work this or shoot this into a work, this would be one of the biggest stories in the history of professional wrestling, and I still very much feel that way. Whether you like him or not, whether you appreciate what he's done or the way he's gone about what he's done or not, one thing's for sure, CM Punk is a bona fide star. This dude draws ratings, he draws houses, he sells tickets. It's just the damn truth. That's not to say that other people in AEW don't do it, but no one has done it as consistently and better, honestly, than CM Punk. That is just the God's honest truth. They were doing their best business that they've ever done with CM Punk on the card. They were doing some of the best houses they've ever done, albeit they did have an $8 million house with All In, and CM Punk was nowhere to be seen on TV. But that being, that notwithstanding, just on a consistent basis, he's been the guy who's been able to help them get over hump. And honestly, when he came into the company, it added an extra layer of credibility. And even if you're a fan of the company, you have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge that at the end of the day, getting CM Punk was a big deal for AEW, and it was good. It was good. And it has a chance, I think, and right now they have a chance, I should say, to not only build off of the momentum that he had right before he left, but tell some good stories as well. You have the story with him and MJF, the unfinished business between them. Remember, CM Punk never lost that AEW World Championship. So there is a story to tell where Punk comes back and he says, MJF, you're a paper champion. MJF, you're not the real world champion. I'm the real world champion. I never lost that belt. There's a story to be told there. There's a story to be told, obviously, with Samoa Joe, who's been taking shots at CM Punk in recent times. He said that he's going to be at Collision. If someone else wants to show up, he should show up, and that someone else might end up being CM Punk, or will end up being CM Punk. We'll see if that's the route they go down. I think a lot of people wanted to see that Samoa Joe versus CM Punk feud. And then finally, as I mentioned before, the Elite. If you can make this trios match happen, if you can make a 4-on-4 match happen, if you want to include Hangman Page in it, because he was a big part of that Gripe Bomb promo, if you can find a way to make it happen, it will be one of the biggest things that AEW will ever do. Period. And look, I might be wrong about that. You might disagree, and that's totally fine. We are in the silly world of professional wrestling. We are allowed to be wrong. We are allowed to disagree about our opinions. I just think that given everything we've seen, given the traction that this story has been getting amongst wrestling fans online, the only way I don't see this working is if we start to see the same patterns that repeat that kind of plagued the end of his last run, or I guess it wasn't his last run, but plagued Punk and the Elite going into All Out 2022, because that was a very toxic time for the company. And there was a lot of chatter, so much chatter about the backstage problems in AEW. You like we heard about it weeks before the pay-per-view, and it just seemed like they had been building up and building up. And that gripe bomb was the biggest embodiment and the best embodiment of all of that. So hopefully they have a chance to exercise those demons. We'll see what happens. Regardless, I will be watching. So should you, and I think most people will be. But let me know what you guys think about this news. CM Punk's AEW return has been confirmed by Tony Khan on AEW Dynamite. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.